Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Megajohn, and in this video, we're going to be covering extra missions 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. These orange-coded missions are of the more difficult variety. Compared to last time, the enemy will be wearing camouflage, you'll lose any items you've collected upon death, and the missions themselves are even more complex. So without further ado, let's get into it. There's only one scout with a very simple pattern at the beginning. You could walk behind him and seize the opening to make it over, walk in front of him if you're fast enough, go down the truss beam on the other side, or just platform on these prisms. Whichever way you see fit, it's easy enough to slip by the sentinel in front of the doorway. This is entirely optional, but if you so choose, you can climb up here and grab this glow stick if you have a hard time seeing in the darker areas. You can go back down where we were earlier to progress, or cut through this opening by the glow stick. While you're up here, you can scout out the area and watch for scout patterns before moving up. Avoid this scout that searches this side of the arena. Once it's safe, wait by this ladder. When the scout looks away, run for it. Before reaching the top, watch the scout that walks up and down this side. The moment he turns to walk away, climb up and stay close behind him. The other scouts to the right are a concern if you decide to go in that area early, but as soon as the scout you're tailing stops moving, hop over to the other catwalk immediately. Carefully make your way to this point and jump down to press the button which unlocks the door. Avoid the sentinel, of course.
Door open.
Climb up the beam and look out for the scout that walks up and down this part. Once he's at a certain point, run as fast as you can to this exit and you're back at this area from earlier. You could go up the catwalks if you so desire, but I prefer to take this path down here since the scouts aren't present here. Aside from the lone patroller, the sniper up top may pose a problem if you run through the area he's aiming at. After that, there's one last sentinel you can walk around before reaching the end. Simple mission in concept, you're dropping scouts through the floor. This mission requires you wait for them to walk over a trapdoor and timing it so that they fall right through. Second scout is the same deal, but the movement's a bit trickier. And since their pathing is adaptable to an extent, some scouts will recognize the lack of solid ground and simply walk around the hole. But after you drop the second guy, avoid the sniper up above by walking underneath him. Sentinel's real easy to walk around, but jumping across to the other side is a bit tricky if you're not used to it. Remember, you can adjust your heading even in mid-air, which makes rounding this corner possible. Avoid the sentinel and time the button pressed just right to drop this scout through the floor. That'll enable us to access the ladder, provided you watch out for the patroller on the other side. Carefully platform up to the thin wall and time your movement to the patroller's positions. A direct path should open up. The sniper down below will catch you if you don't jump before leaving the platform. The closer you are to the sniper, the more narrow his vision, which means that jump is safer when you leave the platform at a certain angle. But after that point, there's a scout on the other side of this gap. Activating the bridge will activate his pathing, but if you time it right, you can remove the floor right as he's crossing over. Reactivate the door, and there'll be nothing between you and the goal. From spawn, you'll want to maneuver between this sentinel and sniper. Run straight across, parallel to that other sniper's line of sight while avoiding that patroller. Behind the sniper is safe. Once it's clear, run straight up when the scout turns away. Past this ledge the sniper is on, and run to the other end behind the other one. You may have to wait or adjust your trajectory based on where those patrollers are. Carefully make your way down to this ledge with two snipers and stay on the little one behind the sentinel. That scout walks up and down this edge of the hill. The shadow might make it hard for you to see, but their head and gun makes them stick out somewhat. He pauses for a while at each spot, so an opening is fairly easy to take advantage of. Now pick up this item. The key is important. If you die, you'll lose it. Going back through the path you came from is easy enough, but the snipers are more of a threat if you don't pay attention. Beyond that, you can keep retracing your steps. Your path may vary when playing, but I'm going to go the way I find easiest. Barring that scout toward the beginning, it's essentially a straight shot back down. When you get back down, drop past this sentinel and wait for that last scout to get over here. Make a run for it the moment he reaches you. Remember, you can take advantage of their narrow vision and blind spots. Have the key out to unlock the door and reach the end. This mission is separated into 4 parts themed around each enemy type. This part is exclusively scout enemies, which are easy enough to get past. Remember, you can take advantage of the fact that they typically turn in the same direction no matter what, leaving a safe zone right beside them. Openings are easy to take advantage of if you're keenly aware of their patterns. This scout blocking the ladder and moving side to side is the same way. After some light platforming, jump across when the final scout is looking away and press this button. You can look at the scouts down here and utilize safe spots and proper timing to escape this area the short way. Next, we'll go through this underwater maze. If you don't think you're near the end, swim back to catch your breath. And in case you're wondering, these buttons make parts of a bridge appear to reach the goal. Check your surroundings before you resurface, same as when you climb a ladder. After you press the button, you can shortcut down the middle and swim back to where you started. You can use some fancy maneuvering to reach a glow stick up there, but it's not required. You may find it useful if you can't see too well in the swimming portion. But as you can see, the sniper part is easy to complete. You just gotta be aware of where the snipers are and what they're looking at. Getting back to where you want is easy enough too. For the last sentinel section, sidestepping and jumping are your best friend. Keep your eyes open so you don't accidentally run into any of them. Careful coming down after you press the button. Fall too short and you'll be seen. Get back to the center and the path to the goal will be right before you. Extra Mission 15 prioritizes spatial awareness and timing to succeed. Timing with these scouts is pretty tight but doable. That first scout breaks his pattern eventually, which should prove useful. But you can also take advantage of their blind spots, as always. Same deal with the other one. After that, pass under the sniper's blind spot, climb up the ladder and wait for that scout to look away. Here, it's impossible to make it without taking advantage of their blind spots. When you make it over, grab the item. As tempting as it may be, you may want to use the speed coil sparingly. Can't go running into danger recklessly. Back at the ladder platform, use the speed coil to increase your speed and hop over. Move when you know the enemy is looking away. Careful not to jump too far to the right near spawn, a sniper might get you. When clearing those big jumps, wait till you're at the edge to press jump. Of course, watch and wait for an opening. You may want to unequip the speed coil when sneaking through tight spaces. Wait for these two to start walking away from the ladder and hurry. Equip the speed coil to make these big jumps. Wait for that scout to look away, jump to his platform, and then to the last one with a ladder. Climb up and wait for the scouts to move out of the way. You can stick to the right side of this long stretch, ensure you don't accidentally run into the last scout, and reach the code door. On it is a riddle which asks you how fast you go with the speed coil equipped. The door informs you that you run 16 studs per second, and the tooltip for the item tells you that said item multiplies your speed by 3. If you know basic math, you know the answer is 48. Right off the bat, Extra Mission 11 is the Easter egg. The entire layout is very close to the Yiga clan's hideout in The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Of course, there were some minor tweaks to suit the level design for STAP. The reference goes even further when you find the glow stick in this arena. It's located in the same spot as the stash of mighty bananas in Zelda. The tooltip even references as much. Once again, the door opened and door closed voice is an AI mimicking David Hayter's voice of Metal Gear Solid fame.
Door opened.
Yes, that David Hayter.
Raiden. Squeeze my hog.
12's overall gimmick of dropping enemies through the floor was a way for the player to actually eliminate them, which is a first for STAP. Funnily enough, it's actually possible to clear the mission without dropping a single one of them. It's just much harder that way. In 13, the key item pulsates, not unlike the goals. The tooltip refers to it being the key to my heart. Textures need to be applied to the object to enable the pulsating effect. For the key, the texture map is the same picture of Rex from Stealth Mission 7. I'm sure the keys tooltip makes a lot more sense now. Speaking of items, if you do pick up the glow stick in Extra Mission 14, the tooltip can be kind of snarky. For Extra Mission 15, there aren't really any Easter eggs to speak of. However, using the speed coil to platform was sort of inspired by the turbo nozzle from Super Mario Sunshine. And that's about it for Extra Missions 11 through 15. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content that I make. Links in the description if you want to try the game out for yourself. Just one more mission until we've completed all of STAP. Till next time, all hail the M.